What's up, guys? Another video, second game of IE Red, except this time I'm only gonna watch up to the second Grubs. I'm saying that because I'm kind of curious if it's a repeated pattern that the teams don't get the right lane assignments and approach overall to take the Grubs. What is the actual Grub priority amongst these teams? So that's what my focus is on. So let's get into it. So we have Rumble, Galio. It's not a great matchup for Rumble, especially in the beginning. So as the Galio player, or as the Rumble side, like, obviously you're thinking lane swap, right? You're playing Ezreal, Poppy, are very compatible in, 2v2 that you can take. So not bad either. I will say that if you were to lane swap, you do have a worse champion in the swap. Like Rumble in a 1v2, not great. Like, pretty bad. Rumble Poppy, not great. Pretty bad. So if they did do something like that, it should be like the old school approach where like the Rumble's either looking mid or the Poppy's looking mid, one of the two. Preferably the Rumble, honestly. Probably the Rumble. And the Poppy would be top with Ezreal, right? So like your AD and then your support are here, and then your top lane's here with your jungle playing in the jungle, right? Like in the enemy jungle. And then you 2v1 this guy, which would be really, really good for the Sylas. Like, the Sylas is gonna get shoved in the beginning. Unless he, for whatever reason, gets like a favorable trade. Which, also, by the way, I feel like it's probably fine what he did. I was gonna say, like, should he have gone Electrocute, but looking at the other champions, it's probably fine. But affecting the mid matchup for Sylas, huge. Massive. Good. Otherwise, if you're going to do a standard game, which is fine, not a big deal, so be it. Level 1-wise, Ezreal's good, Poppy's good, Sylas is good, Zin's good, Rumble's pretty good. Yeah, they're probably better overall than these guys, so it looks like this time, unlike last game, these guys are actually invading to get wards. So there's one, but they're not staying, and it doesn't look like they're trying to swap. Or are they? Because that ward doesn't do shit for a swap. So they're not. Okay, so we have standard lanes. Awesome. We're going into this with standard lanes. They have bush control. Hopefully they just... Okay, so they showed themselves right away. They still do have bush control, so you're kind of just going to wait and let the wave play out. No big deal. So he's trading HP onto the RE. Doesn't feel the best for what he's doing. Somehow Ackerman just like kills himself. That is not ideal for that mid trade. So it looks like he pins Brant against the wall, and he flashes for it. But Snaker's not even like in a position to do much. The guy has barrier. Yeah, it was kind of just a straight int. That's bad. He's not gonna get him. I already knew it. I already knew, like, it was very unlikely that he was gonna kill the Zeri. So, okay. Enemy bot lane, 2-1. Really good position. What was the wave, too? Oh, the wave. No, what are you doing? Why are you hitting the rage minion? Okay. All I'm gonna say is this guy, bannable. The second he starts hitting this, bannable. He should hold the minion as long as he can. I don't know why he's hitting it. That is so wild that he's hitting it. And then he bases afterwards, right? Surely you base. Because like, he should just instantly base. There's no point on staying bot. You're gonna be a little bit later than the Poppy, but so who cares? Okay, he didn't base. Kind of weird. Sylas definitely semi-screwed himself in this matchup for the way he traded. And by screwing himself, I mean, like, it's only going to be affected in this base timer, right? And possibly how much gold he has coming off first base, but it still should be noted. Looks like the Rumble's chilling, so it's good. 20 to 23, 3 CS difference. It's not the worst. See, the Rel has the base anyways, so like it felt kind of like this is why this feels pretty bad. Like in the end of the day, I mean he doesn't actually have the base now at this point with where his HP's at. Did he have pots? Oh, yo. He especially should have base. You know why? Because he has 2 pots. Ah, that was bad by him. That was really bad by him. He had to drink both pots just to be in healthy in lane. Could have had his base plus 2 pots. For Xin, he could look mid, but this guy's conditions are so low, and they're not like 100% sure that, like, now they see Vi. So actually, at this point, he could look mid now. And it would actually be okay. By Jose. Because they have the line ward, right? But it looks like the wave was killed just in time, so the Ahri takes her base. It looks like the Rumble has a semi-freeze, which is not bad. Like, he's kind of just in, like, in a chill spot, which feels good. It TP's back, and now we go back to our clears. They're up a lot of CS on bot, which that mostly has to stem from the fact that Frosty based, and so Brand couldn't touch the wave, and he had to drop CS little by little. Nice. Really good for him. Still trading as aggressive as he can. That was a nice combo, I'm not gonna lie. It was a very nice combo. And he's doing this because he sees Vi showing here. Technically, he could just do nothing, and then the Ahri will always cue the wave, and then he can look, but he decided to do it now. He also dodged the second Q part. Obviously, if he gets hit by both Q parts, it's not nearly as good. So Vi's here, but Vi's dropping a lot of CS, like a lot of camps. And now this is where we start thinking about where does the Grubs come into play, right? Because when we're coming back as Vi, the bot lane's hard chilling. He needs to just do his Grump. Like, for ages, he should just be doing his Grump, pathing up, and you're looking for it, right? The Galio's gonna TP back, that's a guarantee. It looks like they don't have a swap timer, which is not as ideal. And preferably, I mean, like, they can keep the wave here for a little bit, and then once the wave is, like, kind of taken care of, then we can build it back out and play on it. Both mids TP'd back, right, before this trade happened, so you want to keep your conditions ideal. So the Ahri kind of screws herself a little bit from the get-go, and that's kind of annoying. The Xin Zhao, again, he needs to do the Raptors, he needs to do, like, he should do the Raptors. I think he's only doing this because he saw the Vi bot still. Surely, right? Yeah. Because he saw Vi moving around, so for him, he wants to play for the Raptors now. I don't know how doable this is. Yeah, see, like, he should have just taken care of the Raptors himself, because it's like, it was not a guarantee that he was going to take it. And for the enemy bot lane, the Zeri, like, they're just going to always get first move, because they're just going to crash, right? You see the TP's coming out on top side. The Ahri actually gets an advantage here because she got her base off. The Sylas gets cancelled, and because they're trading so hard, the Ahri has advantage. So right now, Red has advantage, right? Red has advantage. Their ball line's gonna come first, and he gets cancelled again. Okay, so Grubs should just be like a guarantee. It's not a fight. It is still a fight, because Galio doesn't have 6. Wow. Galio doesn't have 6. How is that possible? How does he not have 6? He must be really close. The Realm moves up, but... Is this a cannon? It's a cannon. The Zeri should move up too. At this point. The Zeri should just move up as well. Because since it's a cannon wave, you're not going to drop too much. Everyone moves up, you move up, whatever. You can sack this, screw it. Take all 3 in one go and be done. So it should be Reds. Compared to the last game I watched, everything is fine. Like, literally everything is fine. And yet they can only get 1. 2? All 3? Ooh. Chance. A little bit of a chance. Because I think Jose... I think when Jose sees this, because for one, Jose should not be doing the Krugs. Like, Jose should actually... It's too late. Jose needs to start moving up, and he can play through top. Otherwise, once he does Krugs, like, it is kind of, in my head, it is kind of too late. I feel like the only way this works is if clearly Rumble just, like, blasts this guy, and then now just runs to him. Like, he could just run. He could just literally run straight in. And they can get a grub or 2. And that's about it. And if you're not going to do this, then you need to at least just go into bot and play here. So I wasted a ton of time. And for Red, they almost made this bad. Almost. Luckily, it did not turn out that way, and all is well. I mean, FNB should know better. Wow.
De itens mágicos e agora, na parte central, Frost, Mireu veio, hein? Veio também o Frost pra apoiar o Greve, já cavalgou, consegue um bom encanto, o Miru fica numa situação difícil, Greve pra pegar ele, fez pro lado do outro!
That was ballsy. It was definitely ballsy. Full sums on both sides? So Dragon's the next objective, and then we have Grubs in 3 minutes, okay? TPs will come up from the top laners. Most likely, you're going to want to try to find a swap timer for your dual lane to go top. And that's pretty much how you're going to play. That's what you're thinking in your head. Their bot lane is still quite stronger, so they kind of have to give this. It is what it is. So Jose should just full clear. I mean, there is no sums on mid, so that is worth noting that, like, if they can find a play on mid, that's the case. Do that. Or if you could get Zeri sums, if that's possible, that would also be phenomenal. Raul's going top. I mean, the Grubs are in a minute 50, but is this a... Actually, hold on.
Parte de cima do mapa, ou tava de olho sobre o Bulldoll e chegar, mas ele já não tinha mais equalizador também, ele tava descendo.
Não tem equalizador pro Bulldoll. Tentar contestar isso aqui não ia ser bom pro time da Grubs.
Not yet.
Aproveitando esses momentos, hein? Mais passo à frente. Tá colocando de novo aí os
When is the next cannon wave? This is it?
Eles não estão conseguindo fazer o jogo rodar. Uma posição completamente incômoda.
I wonder.
Eles não estão conseguindo fazer o jogo.
I wonder if that's the timer to do it. The only problem is that Xin Zhao is pathing down, which leaves Galio alone. But I wonder if Galio should play for the next wave, that's for sure. And he'd be late bot at this point. So Ahri could actually go bot and the Galio could go mid. That's not bad. You know what? I don't mind that so much. Because at this point, the Ahri's conditions are fine. In theory, she could go bot with the Galio going mid and then the duel going top. And that way you can get the wards and you can get set up for Grubs already. Which is not bad at all. The only thing is the Ahri gets prone towards dive because you kind of know the Xin Zhao's pathing down. But you have the Galio R for cover if they dive. It's not an easy dive. I'm not sure. We'll see if another opportunity shows up for them. Because right now the Zeri's solo on bot, which is not ideal. And if they're going to keep Zeri on bot side, then at least Frosty should not have had top in the beginning. He should have deployed into bot for vision so they can establish something. Jesus. Oh my god. Birtle fucking 1v2, man. Oh my god, that guy's dead too. Oh, he's so close. But that literally is, that's the Grubs right there. So yeah, I feel like they just did not have a plan at all on how to approach the Grubs. I think that's the most obvious thing, and this is like what I wanted to do a video on, was really just looking at what do you have to do to prepare for it. And so like the Grubs were like a minute 30 to like a minute 40 out. And so you should already have a plan around it, okay? And their plan was to send 80 bot while your support gets vision on top side for your Galio, who will never get pushed over the Rumble without eating like a ton of damage. And your Zeri has no TP, and you would have to basically double TP to protect her, which makes no sense. Like, no matter what, they want to place someone with TP onto bot. And you want to get the Zeri either in mid or top. Like, you want her to get her here or here, right? So how you get in there? He's gonna have to base, and you're gonna have to find a swap timer with bases. Okay. But then if you think about the waves, this is the, like, if you think about the waves, this was the cannon wave. So that's like the perfect time to base, right? You base on cannons because the cannon can soak a ton of damage, and you don't lose it. Even if you lost the cannon, you wouldn't lose the 6 minions, right? And that's the important thing. So if that's what you're looking for, you have to wait 3 more wave cycles after this, which is by then it's Grubs. So there's not another timer. You're always going to drop a wave after you skip this wave timer. This is it. This is literally it. And they don't do it. They didn't think about it enough. So because of that, we get into this situation now where we're stuck on bot side, can't do anything. So they can always match us on top side. Okay, not great, you know, not the best, whatever. Just don't commit a play top at this point. Let the Galio just base TP, and the Vi should just go mid, and you're playing through mid. That's it. That's all Red has to do. They don't need to make a play on the Rumble. Making a play on the Rumble is terrible. Like, he probably will get TP in time and then play against you. And then you have no CDs, right? So, like, unless he's clearly inting, just leave. It's fine. Not a big deal. They do this, which obviously just makes it a huge pain in the ass. And now it's over. That's it. The Grubs are gone. I don't think the Rumble had the TP. So it went 3-3. It was a very clean. The first Grubs was really clean. Well, okay, it wasn't really clean. It was like okay. But it was free for Red. Right? It was a free Grubs. The second Grubs required, let's see, it required Red to do better on their lane assignments, and it required Red to also, even if they didn't do that, if not, why Rel top? Like, why not establish your bot side so these guys can base, run, and fight? Because then at this point, you're just going to do a 5-man fight, 5v5. No advantage on the swaps, TPs, the assignments, nothing. You just do that. So why didn't you do that? Because they didn't plan for it. So that's my point, guys. When you're playing solo queue, you know, or when you're watching these teams, just think, like, who has TP? Who can successfully, like, deal with a dive? In this case, like I said, like, Ahri could be bot, has R, Galio has R. If they initiate fully, it's not easy. Like, there's a lot of return that Red can do against it. And you have 3 Grubs already, so that gives you some pushing power when those guys all shift as well. At the end of the day, yeah, you just need more planning. That's all it is, guys. See ya.